Hello, everybody. It's Lachelle, America's Supermom. We are on day 3 of our Good to Great 30 challenge. And I wanted to say thank you to my cousin Sherry. If you were listening, you heard that wonderful word of encouragement. And the reality about accomplishing goals is having accountability partners, having somebody who knows what you're going through. You're able to tell them what your weaknesses are so that they can help you implement and create strategies that will allow you to be more successful. So, as I'm recording, I'm walking, doing a little bit of brisk walking with my grandson, Adam. Uh, Change of plans for today. And so, this is a way to incorporate exercise while I have him with me. But I just want to say a few words about encouragement. A little encouragement can go a long way. It was very motivating for me to receive this message from Sherry because when you take on a journey or a task, you don't realize a lot of times the impact that it has on other people. And one encouraging word can really give you the fuel to keep on going. So life happens. We sometimes get sidetracked with life. Maybe there was a customer who was unhappy with a product, or you weren't able to deliver something in a manner to which you wanted to, or you were just simply misunderstood. People believing and accusing you of something that you know in your heart may not be true. So we can't worry about other people. We have to worry about how we feel about ourselves, what things we're going to put in place so that we don't get derailed from the goals and aspirations that we have for ourselves. You have to look at your end goal and think, what is my why for this? Why am I tackling this particular task? What's in it for me? What's in it for my family? What's in it for my customers? You know, what's in it? How am I going to add value if I accomplish this goal? How is this going to change me for the better? So, I was listening to another friend of mine, Madeline Fiella, this morning, and she was talking about systems. And she had a brilliant statement that she said, is the best system is the one that you use. Now, I just thought that is so profound because we can talk to so many people. Hey, how do you get more clients? How do you network? How do you increase profitability? How do you do a marketing funnel? How do you strategize to reach your goals? We can get so much input, but if we're not practicing any of these things and incorporating them, we're not going to get those results or any results for that matter. So when it comes to having a system, you have to create a system that works for you. And the thing about it is, you may have to come up with hundreds of systems that constantly change because you got to think about what's the end goal. I look at the whole thing for me that has always been a battle, even to now, is a chore chart for the kids that we have in the house. So you get feedback where if you're the mom, you're supposed to do everything. Or if you're the mom, you're supposed to empower your kids to do different things. If you're the mom, you're supposed to automatically know this and know that, you know. But it's a work in progress because not everybody has the same elements that I have to deal with. And it's up to me to customize a system that works for me. One that I'm going to use, one that my kids are going to use. one that's going to get results. So we have to be mindful of that when we are picking other people's brains, when we're getting mentors, you know, hiring a coach. That's what I always tell my clients, you know. I named my program School of Results because we have the end in mind. Results are what we are focusing on. You know, we're not going to get distracted. We're not going to start chasing shiny different objects. It's right there, the School of Results. It's a school because it takes trial and error. It takes experimentation. It takes really being true about our strengths and weaknesses. It takes being authentic. It takes being transparent. It takes not caring about what other people think. It takes being willing to have the courage to deal with painful memories and limiting beliefs that have been in our life for years and years. It takes the ability to step beyond what other people are expecting you to do. It takes courage to dictate your own strategies, dictate your own definition of success, dictate your own schedule, dictate your own belief system. All these things take for you to empower yourself. Sometimes you have to walk alone. Sometimes nobody's going to understand what you're doing. Sometimes people are going to be upset with you. Sometimes you're going to be distracted. Sometimes you're going to have obstacles. It's not going to be easy. Sometimes you're going to feel like giving up. But you have to keep on moving. Keep on going. And it's calls like these from people that are close to you, that know what you're up against and what you deal with. And they still give you that word of encouragement. They still are willing to share their weaknesses and recognize that, hey, even in them working through their issues, you can still be inspiring and you can be inspired. Because sometimes if we are dealing with life and feeling like we're not measuring up or we haven't been successful, that we cannot add value. But life is a journey because there's a lot of behind the scenes, as I tell people. You know, it's not always glamour. You see people that are struggling with a lot of things, and you see people rewarded. And when they receive the rewards from all the times that they sacrificed and were alone and believed what they believed in the midst of thinking they were crazy, how nobody could even see what they were seeing. People trying to talk them out of what they were doing. But they had to keep moving on because they had their end in mind. So, my challenge today for day 3, along with 30 minutes of exercise and 30 minutes of reading, is to continue the ripple effect. If somebody encourages you, go and find somebody else to encourage. If you're in a place where you're at home and you're not going out, give somebody a phone call. Leave them a voice message. Record a video and send it just to one person. One person is all it takes to make a difference. Because ripples are not waves. Ripples are small. It's small acts that we do that can keep that momentum going. So, if you can't call somebody, you can say a prayer for somebody. Give them one kind word. And you know, when I was at my lowest point and I felt like I couldn't be of value and do anything for anybody else, go look in the mirror and give yourself a smile and tell yourself one thing you're grateful for. And if you do that every day, at the end of your journey, you will see that it has made an impact on your life, because that same seed that you plant of encouragement and inspiration, you will be able to live on and plant in someone else. So, again, I want to thank you guys. Those of you who are on this journey, be encouraged and keep looking at the end goal. Today is a day where you might need to wear some sunglasses because your future is so bright that you need to wear shades. That's all I have for you guys. Be blessed, encouraged, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.
The podcast you just heard was made using Anchor. Ever thought about making your own podcast? Anchor makes it really easy for anyone to get started. It's a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing podcasts. Best of all, it's 100% free. Sign up now at anchor.fm/new. That's anchor.fm/new to get started.